Hello, podcast lovers. Today we bring you a story from the heart of light, from a place where everything is illuminated in a distant land, where light was the most precious treasure. There lived people who were made of pure brightness. This magical place was called Lantern Land. Every lantern in this land held a power within, a glowing light that came to life through oil, shining warmth into the world. That day was a special day. The city's main square was filled with shimmering lights and excited lanterns, all gathered to witness an important moment, the choosing of the next light bearer, someone who would travel to the dark regions and spread brightness. Everyone was eager, but no one more than Nuran. His heart flickered like a restless flame. Nuran had grown. His light was now strong and steady. He believed he was brighter than anyone, even his twin brother, Nuri. Confident, he stepped closer to the central stage, ready to be the first to respond when his name was called. A heavy silence fell over the crowd. Their elder-in-chief, who was also their grandfather, stood tall atop the platform. After a long pause, his voice rang out across the square. But what Nuran heard wasn't his name. It was Nuri's. Cheers erupted. Nuri, beaming, walked past his brother and climbed the stairs to the stage. He was lifted onto the shoulders of the crowd, everyone celebrating, everyone but Nuran. He stood still, watching the joyful crowd fade into the distance. A deep sadness burned inside him. He feared that no one would love him as much as they loved Nuri. Slowly, he walked home, hoping to forget. But when he entered and saw the wall of light, a place where portraits of past light-bearers were displayed, his heart sank even deeper. There were the portraits, his great-great-grandfather, his grandfather, his father, and one empty frame. The frame that was supposed to hold his picture. Now, it was waiting for Nuri's. A storm of envy and sorrow raged inside him. "I can't let it end like this," he whispered. "I have to do something." That night, in silence, Nuran crept to his brother's bed. Carefully, he pulled out his screwdriver and began loosening the one screw that sealed Nuri's oil tank. One turn, 2, 3. Oil began to drip softly onto the floor. Nuran stared, heart pounding, then fled to his bed, pulling the covers over himself. In his mind, he imagined the moment they'd call his name instead. With that thought, he drifted off to sleep. But at dawn, he awoke to the sound of his mother sobbing. His father, grandfather, and mother were all gathered around Nuri. His body was weak, his light faint. Nuran froze. He had done this. He had betrayed his only brother. Without thinking, he ran to his grandfather's house. He pounded the door until it opened. "What happened?" his grandfather asked, alarmed, embracing the tearful Nuran. Between sobs, Nuran confessed. "It was me. I made a mistake. But I want to fix it. Please, tell me how to save him." His grandfather turned to the sea and said calmly, "The answer might lie out there. A creature lives deep in the ocean. It carries a special oil in its body, one that could heal Nuri." "I'll find it," Nuran said without hesitation. "Then we'll need a map, a boat, and a net," the old lantern replied. Nuran ran to the basement and found an old chest. It was locked, but with his trusted screwdriver, he broke it open and retrieved the map. Then, using palm bark, he weaved a net, and with sugarcane wood, he built a simple boat. They launched into the sea, following the directions on the map. Time passed. Then suddenly, the grandfather pointed and shouted, "There!" Nuran cast the net with all his strength. The sea creatures scattered, except one. A young, inexperienced shark was caught and pulled aboard. Nuran raised his screwdriver, ready to strike, but then, he looked into the shark's pleading eyes. Time stopped. "Am I about to repeat the same mistake again?" he thought. Another innocent life. He lifted the screwdriver high, then slashed the net instead. The shark splashed back into the water and quickly swam away. His grandfather was stunned. "Then what will you do now?" "I have a better plan," Nuran said softly. When they returned, Nuri was still unconscious. Nuran approached quietly, unscrewed his own oil tank, and carefully poured his precious oil into Nuri's. Everyone watched in silence. Slowly, Nuri opened his eyes. His mother wept with joy. His father smiled. Grandfather held Nurin tightly. And Nurin? He felt lighter than ever, not because of the oil he had given, but because of the burden he had let go. A few days later, the city square was filled with lanterns once more. The grandfather stepped onto the stage and announced proudly, "This year, something special will happen. We shall have 2 light bearers. Nurin and Nuri." The crowd erupted in cheers. And so, side by side, 2 brothers, 2 glowing flames, set off to bring light to the darkest corners of the world. Thank you for listening to today's beautiful story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and like me. I hope you learned hope from Nurani and her brother.